life and just move forward.
To not resist it, to not devalue it, to not judge that it shouldn't be there, because obviously it is there. So if it's there for some reason. So if you accept that it's there for some reason and learn what it is you need to learn, then it will have done its job and it will go on its way. Nothing sticks around that's already done its job. It's only resistance to it that makes it stick around, because you're refusing to allow it to do its job by saying it has no part in your life, when obviously if it's in your life, it does.
Okay.
Make sense?
It makes sense. And then last question, when you're physically feeling something, I don't know if you have this experience, but when you feel pain or discomfort or fatigue or something, it's in your body. How do you not feel it? I mean, it's just really impossible. I know you may not have a body.
Nothing is impossible, first of all. The idea is, of course, is that on your planet there are many people called yogis and other practitioners and shamans who have developed the ability to allow the idea of pain to be transformed. You understand?
Yeah.
You can do that too if you wish. But again, you must remember at the same time that because many of you have simply agreed to go along with a collective consensus of what physical reality is all about, some things you allow to simply be on automatic. So yes, when you have stubbed your toe, you will usually have some kind of painful sensation because you have agreed on the laws of physical reality, and thus then you simply don't need to take the time to circumvent that. At the same time, if it is of value to your particular exploration and your theme and your life lessons to understand how to transform that sensation into something else, then take some time to explore how the people that are already doing it on your planet do so. It's really mostly a matter of simply shifting your attention or redefining what it is you are experiencing.
Mm-hmm. So you can redefine anything, even the worst thing.
It's just energy. It's just vibrating energy. You can redefine all of it and have a completely different sensation. Have you not yourself seen or heard of demonstrations of what you call hypnosis, where a person is told that their skin is being touched with a lit cigarette and they blister when in fact it was just a person's finger? Have you not also conversely seen where people have been touched with a lit cigarette and not blistered because they were told it was just a person's finger? Have you not understood this idea?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think's happening there?
They
believe the reality they are being told.
Yeah.
Thus, then, that is the response.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So anything can be transformed as long as the focus, as long as the energy, as long as the perspective says one thing, then whatever is not the vibration of that belief will never have the ability to affect that person.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please remember, this is just simple physics. That's all this is. And more precisely, not only is it just simple physics, it's simple physics. It's not that complicated once you understand the nature of the structure of consciousness and existence. It all makes sense.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I understood you talking about different levels of consciousness when I'm viewing myself as my old me that I am now versus the visualization of me, my ideal of,
yes.
of how myself is.
Yes.
And I can viscerally feel the difference between the two.
All right, good.
But I get stuck mentally for myself.
How exciting.
I find myself more often than not vibrating at that lower self that I don't want to be.
Why are you choosing that?
I don't know.
Well, but that's the question. Because remember, what did we say about habit and pattern? When you say to us, I find myself, or I have a tendency to, those phrases simply really mean I'm choosing for my own reasons that idea, that vibration, that reality. So the question to ask is, what would I have to believe is true about my relationship to this thing in order for me to choose that vibration, that idea, that reality. Find out what the definition is you're buying into that makes that seem like the preferable choice. Listen, you all have the same mechanism of motivation. You all are motivated by exactly the same mechanism. You always, and I mean always, and I mean unerringly, absolutely always, without exception, always move in the direction of what you believe to be more pleasurable, more positive, and always move away from what you believe to be more painful and more negative. Always. So the question is, if you understand that that mechanism exists, yet you find yourself choosing things, find yourself doing things that are representative of non-preferable, painful things, that should tell you something immediately. What it tells you is, you have somehow attached to the thing that you say ought to be more pleasurable something that makes it seem less pleasurable than the thing you keep choosing, no matter how painful it is. Find out what that definition is you have attached to the thing you keep choosing that makes it seem like the more pleasurable choice. For example, we often use this analogy. We know that on your planet, your children are often taught very contradictory, very polarized belief systems. Love of money is the root of all evil. If you don't make a lot of money, you're a failure. How do you reconcile those two beliefs? So the idea is you often have beliefs that are at war with each other. So if you realize, one day you wonder, why can't I attract abundance? You suddenly remember, because I was taught that if I love money, I'm an evil person. Well, it's more important to me, more important than money, to not be a bad person. So if I continue to believe that money makes me bad, I will always keep money at bay. Always. Because that's my preference, to not be bad. But if you realize that you've linked that belief to the idea of money, then you can say, oh, wait a minute, that makes no sense. I can have money, I can be totally abundant in many ways, and I know that doesn't mean I have to be a bad person. Once you dissociate, once you unlink those contradictory, polarized beliefs, then you can realize you can make different choices and that they will stick. Because you no longer have an overriding belief that you must choose this over that, because you've attached belief systems to them that are really representative of what you prefer, even though they may be contradictorily attached to opposing beliefs. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes.
So find out, when you choose something, first of all, recognize it is always a choice. Like we said, if it's conscious, it's a choice. A habit is unconscious. A pattern is unconscious. If you're aware of it, and you say, well, I recognize that I keep choosing, I recognize I have a tendency to, I recognize that, then you're aware of it. And so it's a choice. Own it. It's a choice. All right, I'm making a choice to choose something I don't prefer. Why would I do that? Then you can start finding out, what would I have to believe is true about this thing, about my relationship to this thing, to keep choosing it when I know I don't really prefer it? What would I have to believe is true about it? Then let yourself communicate with those portions of your consciousness that have the answer. If you be quiet and really investigate it, you'll get an answer, either internally or through synchronicity in your outer reflected reality. You'll get an answer, but you have to ask the question and be open and willing to receive an answer to really understand what the belief is that allows you to believe that's the choice you need to make. Because it's all predicated on definition. It's all predicated on belief. If you don't have a definition, if you don't have a belief, you don't feel any one way about anything, and you don't make any choices about anything at all. So it all comes from belief. It all comes from definition. Find out what it is. Recognize it has nothing to do with what you prefer. Let it go, because you don't want to be a belief thief, and move on. All right?
What if I have trouble?
What if you have what?
Difficulty.
What if you have what? Why would you have trouble? Do you understand that what you're saying right now is a belief?
Yes.
I believe that if I move ahead in this process, my definition of this process automatically labels it as difficult and troublesome. Do you understand? That's a belief. It is not empirically true that the process is difficult. It's not built in. It's not automatic. It's not a given. It's your belief that the process will be difficult. So why believe that? You understand? You have to catch yourself at every phrase and hear yourself spouting beliefs. It's not a given. Many of you say those things as if they're carved in steel. Well, everyone knows this is difficult. No, they don't. Only you think it is. Maybe many other people believe the same thing, but who cares what they believe? What do you prefer to believe?
I prefer to believe that it's simple and easy.
Then when you vibrate in that frequency, you will get the synchronicity that brings you the opportunities that you can act on that will be simple and easy opportunities if you truly believe it can be that simple. But if you don't, it won't. But it's all what you believe. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you believe it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you. Does that help you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I hope my question is not repetitive.
Would you repeat that?
I hope no. I'm a mother,
Oh, all right.
and I wanted to ask you about the concept of worry.
Worry.
Yeah,
Well, what are you worried about?
my kids.
Why?
Well, I spoke with you before about my son had some mental health problems,
I understand, but what are you worried about?
that it will happen again.
So?
I don't want
I don't
it
mean to make light of it, but really, so?
I feel like I'm creating it. I don't
Don't you
want it
think
to
the child has a hand in creation as well?
Well, he keeps telling me to stop playing doctor and he's okay.
Then why don't you pay attention?
Okay.
Why not let the child heal you? Because in many ways, the child is behaving more like the parent. Learn that this is a co-creation. Learn that this is an agreement. Learn that this is an orchestration. Pay attention to what the child is saying. Take it to heart, that there is a reason for what is going on in the relationship. Learn from it together. It's a journey you've decided to take together. It's not a one-sided thing. The weight of the world is not just on your shoulders. So you can let that go and walk down the path hand in hand with the child by also paying attention to when the child becomes the mentor and when the parent needs to be the child for a while, and pay attention to the guidance from the parent. Does that make sense?
The guidance for the parent, that's me.
The guidance from the child that is behaving more like a parent than the parent is. Do you understand?
Okay. I'm going to work on that.
Well, you can either work on it and work up a sweat, or you can simply accept and allow and discover what comes from that allowance, rather than walking down the path constantly worrying that you're on the wrong path, which is not possible. The only way to miss an appointment is by spending time worrying you'll miss the appointment. The only way to not be on your path is by assuming that you're off it. So the idea is that obviously you set this up together, and you just need to pay a little bit more attention that the child knows more than you might think. Now, that doesn't mean you can't guide, but also you must listen and be guided. It's a concert. It's a give and take. It's an agreement. It's a collaboration. All right?
Yes. I'd like to ask you a question about my voice, which we have spoken about before.
Yes.
When am I going to get my voice back?
That depends. When will you have something that you need to say? The idea really for you is multifold in terms of its symbology. And right now, relevant to the issue you have just raised regarding your child, it's really a symbol of you don't really need to say so much. You really need to listen more. You understand? When you listen with the proper degree of balance, you'll get your voice back, but only to the extent that you actually need to say something. This is your own governor, your own self-regulating methodology of making sure that you don't actually say more than you need to say. The more you try to say more than you need to say, the harder it will be to say anything. When you start relaxing into the idea of just listening and trusting and not worrying so much and know that you don't need to say as much as you think you do, your voice will be there for the things that actually need to be said. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
But one time you told me that there's other ways to communicate.
There are. And you can learn that as well if you haven't done so already. But the first step in communication is listen to what is actually being said to you. All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
That brings me to a question that I have. It's kind of a mixed question. I have a little confusion.
Well, that would make sense.
It does. Earlier today, you mentioned resonating with the void, and I hadn't heard that before, but the second that you said it, I realized that I resonate with the void.
All right.
And I'm also on my Shivai.
Yes.
Can you...
Which is a word in our ancient language that we no longer use that really can be summed up with, I'm on a mission, get out of my way.
So if I'm resonating with the void,
Yes.
and I'm on my Shivai,
Yes.
can you help me understand the integration of that?
Out of the nothing comes everything. So if you truly resonate with the void, you will understand what it is to live so in the moment that you simply know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what you need will be there exactly when you need it, not a second before, but not a second later.
Okay. So I sort of picture it as just falling backward into nothingness.
Whatever design your imagination chooses to represent it as that is correct for you is correct for you. It can be imagined in any number of ways.
So there's really no conflict to those two.
Conflict in what sense?
In the sense that it seems path represents kind of a doing and resonating with the void seems kind of a being.
The balance of the two is the key. Because again, remember, as we said, being doesn't mean that you're sitting still. Being doesn't mean you're not acting. Look at the concept that you call some of your martial arts. When the martial arts master is fully in the moment, fully being, there is such a purity of action representing that being that they absolutely are in equilibrium with any so-called opposing force to such an extent that then they are not moving relative to one another. So the slightest touch on that thing will then send it in another direction because there is no force to overcome. So total being and total action in alignment together allows for perfect equilibrium and perfect synchronicity. Does that make sense?
It does. So it's complete fluidity.
Yes. Does that help you?
It does.
Then flow.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
I know you. Good day.
I would like some more information about parallel realities.
All right.
You talked on one of your videos about 2012 and how we might experience the phenomenon of people disappearing out of our lives rather dramatically or suddenly.
You may be experiencing a lot of that already or may have yet to experience it. Please understand, first of all of you, that when we talk about the demarcation line of 2012 that represents many threshold crossings, we don't always mean that the changes that we're talking about will happen in the twinkling of an eye the next day. Sometimes it may take some time because of whatever it is you decide is the process you need to experience. In general, many changes are already taking place, and many more will continue to take place on the other side of that threshold.
So it doesn't mean my parents won't be contactable suddenly?
Repeat.
It doesn't mean that suddenly people I know are not going to be in my reality, period. It just means that they'll be less frequently in my reality.
It can happen in the blink of an eye. It can happen less frequently. It can happen over a long period of time. It can not happen at all. The idea simply is that it will happen in whatever way is appropriate for your particular experience or expression of how you shift to a parallel reality where you do or don't need to experience something that is not your vibration. You understand? Different realities contain within them the ability to still experience certain things that may be more or less your vibration. Other realities contain within them only the experience of what is exactly your vibration. It depends upon the rate that you shift into those different reality vibrations that determines the rate at which things come and go from your experiential reality. So it's a personal thing. It's a case-by-case thing. You could experience it in the blink of an eye. You could experience it over time. It will depend upon the reason for the rate of change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
So with regard to the exercise we did this morning,
yes,
where we had to visualize our better or more preferred self.
It is not better.
More preferred.
Yes, more preferred doesn't mean better, just different. More representative of what you believe your true vibration is.
Does that visualized reality actually exist?
Yes, that's what we're saying. All parallel realities already exist. The idea of focusing on it is that you're simply allowing yourself to change the frequency enough so that you can shift to what already exists. Everything already exists. The only thing that's new is your experience of it from a different perspective. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You cannot imagine non-existence. Try. I use the word try now because I know it won't work. You cannot imagine nor have an experience, by definition, of non-existence. So anything that you imagine is experientially real on some level of creation. It may not be relevant to your level of creation, but it is nonetheless real in its own context, on its own level of existence. So anything you imagine is real and exists right now. Does that make sense?
But in terms of manifestation, you often say that don't expect to get what you visualize.
We are describing the idea of how you use the mechanism, because very often when your people put an expectation on things, it's an insistence that if it doesn't happen exactly as they pictured it, that something is wrong. The idea also is that your physical mind is not capable of perceiving the whole picture all the time. So to insist on the picture your physical mind was capable of conjuring, you could be shortchanging yourself by the fact that you're only seeing and insisting upon a manifestation of half the picture. So we say drop the expectation so that you're actually not limiting yourself to the limitations of what the physical mind is capable of imagining. And open up to the possibility that you could actually receive something in a greater way, a different way than you originally pictured it. That's why we say drop the expectation, so you can actually allow the manifestation to occur on the level that matches the energy that the picture represents, but doesn't necessarily have to match the actual picture, because the actual picture your mind had might actually be far shorter, in a sense, far more limited than what could actually manifest to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Could I possibly ask one more thing?
Well, that was a question. So I guess you can.
Do you have any insights about the upcoming crop circle season in England?
One moment. We will check in with someone.
Thank you.
look for 3 trinary manifestations. We will say more after they appear.
Trinary.
Yes. Constructed along triangular or trinary lines. Look for 3 trinary manifestations, 3 shapes, 3 circles, so to speak, 3 glyphs based on the idea of tetrahedral or triangular structure. All right?
Thank you.
3 times 3. All right?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I had a question. I feel like I've made a pretty strong connection to my guides in the last 6 months or so, and I just wondered if there's anything more you could tell me about them.
I thought you said you made a pretty strong connection.
True.
So what do they tell you?
They tell me lots of things.
Such as, do they tell you, go and ask Bashar if you're right?
No.
No.
So I guess what it comes down to with me is just, my own doubt.
Which is, define doubt?
Well,
Define doubt?
not trusting.
No. Define doubt? A 100% trust in a belief you don't prefer.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You are never not trusting. It's never a lack of trust. No such thing as a lack of trust.
Right.
A trust in something you don't prefer? Yes. But you never lack trust.
Right.
So, what are your guides telling you?
Well, they tell me lots of things.
Such as?
Well, I've gotten names from them, and
How does that help you?
well, I guess with me, I just feel like I have a problem with worrying that it's just my imagination and not just concrete.
You have a problem wondering if it's just your imagination or
Yeah,
if it's something concrete.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand my imagination.
All right, perhaps what you need is simply one word to bring it all into focus. Not wondering whether it's real or just your imagination or concrete. As we said, anything you can imagine is on some level real. Do you understand that concept?
Yeah.
But that's not really even the point.
Right.
What is the point? The point is summed up in one word. Relevance. Is the information relevant to your life? If it is, apply it. If it isn't, let it go.
Right.
Period. You don't have to spend time wondering, are they real? Is this my imagination? Am I hearing them correctly?
Yeah.
Just, is what I heard relevant?
Right.
Period. End of story. Done. Simple, clean, precise, efficient. Unless, of course, you love spending time wondering if it's real. Now, if you want to do that, by all means, please continue. I will never take your fun away from you. However, if you simply are really wanting to ask the appropriate question, then it's, is what I'm perceiving relevant? Is it applicable in my life? Will it help me make the changes I prefer to make? Yes, no. End of story. Does that help you?
Yeah, that helps.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you very much for your wisdom. It's been amazing.
Again, it is simply a reflection of what you all already know, but you have forgotten that you know. So we thank you for allowing us to remind you, to remind you of who you are.
Okay.
Remember, we have a little trick that we use in these interactions, and that is, even though you are conversing with us, we are, in a sense, a mask that we place upon your own higher mind. Every single one of you, when you speak with us, have been speaking with your own higher mind, thinking you're speaking with us.
Makes
So,
sense. Yes.
You are thus then, in thanking us, thanking your own higher mind, thanking yourself. So we thank you for thanking yourself.
You're welcome, I think.
We are.
Okay, I have a question about a particular feeling I have.
A particular feeling.
Yes, and I'm trying.
Which comes from a belief.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
What is the feeling?
It's a feeling of resentment.
Ooh.
Yes, I know.
How
Yucky.
exciting. What part of yourself do you resent the most?
Yes, it's all this work I did on a book.
All this work I
Yes.
did on a book.
And I tried.
It was not something that you were excited about.
It was. It was when I was doing it.
When did it not become something you were
When I
excited about?
tried to sell it.
When you tried
Yeah, I'm sorry.
to sell it.
I didn't sell it.
Do you understand the secret of selling?
Maybe not.
You never, ever, ever try to sell anything.
Okay.
You sell yourself.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You are simply putting yourself out there and showing others, demonstrating by example to others what drives you, what excites you, what you are passionate about,
Right.
without the need in any way, shape, or form to sell them anything. Trust me, if they are sold on you, they will want what you have.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
They will want to know how. How can I do that?
Yes.
And then you can suggest various things. You can even suggest the idea of the book. But the idea is that you don't have to sell the book. You simply need to truly just do what it is you do because that's what you enjoy doing. You don't need to do things to achieve a goal, to achieve a particular manifestation, to achieve a fruition, because that's expectation and it's putting conditions on your excitement.
Right.
Do what excites you because it excites you. You don't need another reason. Every single act is an act unto itself. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no need to assume that if you write a book, it has to do anything other than having been written.
Yes.
Because if that's what excited you, that's what excited you.
Right.
The idea is that if you're simply passionate about the ideas that you expressed in there, and you simply share that because it's your passion to do so, then people might want to know, oh, where can I learn more about this? Oh, well, I did write a book about it. Oh, really? Let me see. Oh, I'll buy this from you, please. May I? Do you understand?
Yes.
You don't have to sell the book. You
Right.
just have to be yourself.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. What I need to get past at this point
Yes.
is that lingering resentment when I'm writing.
Why do you have lingering resentment when you're doing something you say represents your excitement?
And that's my problem now. I'm thinking, is this really my joy? Is this really what I want to do?
Oh,
Or is
well,
it-
all right.
So that's my problem.
Oh, all right. Well, it's just a challenge. It doesn't have to be a problem. And it may simply be that you're bringing it to your attention that maybe some other expression would actually be more representative of your
Yes.
highest joy. But there's no need to resent that. Remember, please, please remember, sometimes the way that you have been taught to live life, it's actually easier for you to figure out what it is you really are by momentarily seeing what it is you're not. So sometimes the things that really aren't you are there for the purpose of more clearly delineating the things that are. So don't put them down, don't resent them.
Yeah.
The idea is that if that thing is not representative of your true excitement, then by doing it and feeling what you're feeling, it has shown you that it may not be what excites you. Now, of course, again, the caveat is you have to be careful and pay attention to whether or not you're simply defining it as something that's not your excitement because of your definitions, when in fact it could be.
Yeah.
You have to be clear about your definitions, because you may have definitions that make it seem like it's not exciting just because you have all of these conditions that you're putting on it that make it not exciting. So it may be exciting, but you may not be doing it in the way that excites you the most because of the way you think you have to go about it, and that might be what you resent. Do you understand?
Yes.
But the idea is that first and foremost, check to make sure that whatever it is you say at any given moment excites you, you're doing in the most exciting way you possibly could. And then if it really isn't the most exciting expression you can think of, then do what is. Because the idea of resentment is, again, that you're simply resenting yourself for forcing yourself to do something you're not really that passionate about.
You're right.
You understand?
I totally understand.
Does this help you?
Yes.
So what does excite you?
I like to argue.
Well, all right. Does that mean you're going to go into the legal profession? Or does that mean you're going to be a debater?
I'm already a lawyer, so it's.
All right.
Don't hate me, people, please. I'm a good guy.
Don't hate yourself.
Right.
So, is there a way you could be expressing the idea of debate in a more exciting way than what you're doing?
Possibly, yes.
And in your imagination, what might be one such more exciting way?
Well, maybe.
Come.
Maybe government. That was what I was thinking.
Maybe what?
Government.
In what context?
Advocating.
Advocating.
Yes.
For what?
Change.
What kind of change?
Very specifically, getting money out of government.
Getting money out of government.
The money out of government, yeah.
Are you talking about the idea of a sidestep, or is it something that you can actually deal with more directly rather than assuming you have to walk down this path in order to allow this to occur?
No, that's a good question.
Thank you. We often ask them. I will not, in a sense, debate this further at the moment, but you might want to simply take some time to consider that there might actually be more direct methodologies, because our definition of abundance is simply the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it, whether it contains the idea of money or not. Now, sometimes it might require it, and if it does, then the synchronicity in your life should bring you circumstances that will show you that money can be had, and it will come to you automatically. But when it doesn't, that doesn't mean you can't do what you need to do. You just need to be a little bit more imaginative about how you go about opening the doors of abundance.
Right.
Because things can come to you in a variety of ways. If you don't believe they can, of course, they won't.
Right.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
So you need to have a broader definition of the idea of abundance.
Yes.
What's your last name?
Rush.
Stop. You are an eternal, infinite spirit. What's your rush? All right?
Yes.
Does this help you?
It does, very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I have a question about what's happening in Japan.
Yes, but we are going to address this in what you call the near future.
Okay. So
What is your question nonetheless?
So a lot of devastation is happening, but at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of, in many people,
Yes.
love and
Yes.
this feeling of wanting to help out other people.
Yes.
And that's really exciting.
Yes.
And so I see a lot of positive things coming out of it.
Yes.
And at the same time, there's this continuing fear
Yes.
around,
Very polarizing, isn't it?
yes,
Yes.
nuclear.
Did you catch our point?
Not really.
All right.
I mean, I do see the polarizing.
As we have said, you are now approaching a crossing of a threshold wherein the trains that are leaving the station are starting to leave on tracks that are starting to diverge from each other more and more and more, creating very distinct realities whose vibrations are very different from one another. The point is, be on the train you want to be on, because the farther apart the trains get, the more polarized the vibration is that you choose in that sense. That will determine the reality you ultimately shift to. So these are opportunities to understand polarized choices. Do you go into fear? Do you go into a positive response that can determine what next parallel reality you experience and what you are inspired to do in terms of your action to represent the idea that that's the parallel reality you prefer?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So this is an opportunity for people to decide which polarity they prefer. You don't abandon the idea of the opposite polarity as a choice, but it simply becomes an equally valid choice that you don't have to choose. Make sense?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes.
All right.
So a larger number of people are getting this more direct choice in their life to make that decision.
And that area, in that sense, has, by the choices they have made and the general consequences they knew might result from those choices in terms of probability and physical reality, are now giving the world an opportunity to make certain decisions about what they do and don't prefer their world to be, in a variety of ways. This will continue to have repercussions for quite some time and give many people on your planet many opportunities to decide what it is they prefer for their planet in a variety of ways. All right?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Now then, we will, at this timing, allow you a short break of only a few 100,000 parallel realities. And we will allow you to set up for your holotope experience. We will resume this transmission at that time. How's it going? All right, I'll say we will continue the transmission in the following way. All of you allow yourselves to take a deep breath in and let it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. One more deep breath in and hold it, hold it, hold it, and blow it out. Now allow yourselves to simply breathe evenly, deeply, gently. Allow yourself the opportunity to let go of those things that are not the vibration of what you prefer, of who you prefer to be. Relax your thoughts. Let go of your worries. Soothe your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. Let them blend and meld into one. As you look upon the configuration before you, I remind you briefly that you are looking poetically into the eye of God, the eye of creation. And at the same time, you are looking at your own reflection in the mirror of reality. But more than just a general idea, more than just a metaphor, you are truly looking at a reflection of the structure of your energy pattern. On one level, this is actually an accurate reflection of how we sense you. All the lines of energy, all the lines of light, each leads to new information, each is connected to parallel realities, each is a parallel reality unto itself, a universe unto itself in the multiverse of all that is, on all levels, physical, non-physical, extra-dimensional. Allow yourself to see those lines of light and energy vibrating, plucked like the chords of an instrument, creating tones, vibrations, resonance within you. And with each pluck of that string, a new chord, it connects vibrationally with another parallel reality, another probable reality, another possible experience for you. But look upon this reflection, this multitudinous array, this geometric pattern as your reflection, as a being of light, as a being of energy. You are connected to all things. All things are connected to you. All realities are here and now. Here and now. And you have access to all of them. All of them. All of them. Those that have higher degrees of relevancy to you will vibrate most strongly in your symphony of light and sound, in the chords and strings of your mind and heart, your body and soul, and the internal song that will resonate out from you in your aura, your energy field, your bubble of electromagnetic light, racing outward with every heartbeat at the speed of light to engulf and encompass the entirety of your world and every being in it, immersed in each other's bubbles of electromagnetic light expanding outward to infinity with every beat of your heart. And billions and billions and billions of times per second do you shift and shift and shift and shift, constantly plucking chords, constantly creating a new